Kirk, I want to thank you for your leadership and for your passion for independent schools. And thank you so much for devoting so much of your life in support of what we do.
Particularly, I thank you for your leadership for SAIS, but most importantly, I thank you for your friendship, your guidance, and your care as you've led this organization for the last several years, and all the great things you have done for us personally and professionally.
Your dedication to our schools and our students is unsurpassed.
I am beyond grateful for Kirk's leadership, his eloquence, his storytelling, his sense of humor, and especially his sense of purpose.
My favorite memory of Kirk is when I met him for the first time as a visiting CFO to Macaulay to learn more about their school store operation. And first, the fact that he took the time to meet with me as a young CFO. And I remember how gracious he was with his time and offering insight and wisdom into the questions that I had. And so I'll never forget that. And that really also is what I think I most appreciate about Kirk, is his kindness, his graciousness. And that translates into a leadership style that is steady, that is thoughtful, and it's so appreciated by SAIS and by the schools where he served. And so
over all these years, you have done much for many, including 2 great accreditation processes for Currier Academy that really helped move this school along. So
it goes without saying, but you're an amazing leader who lights up a room and makes everybody better around you. Your dedication to excellence in education is second to none.
Quickly say, Kirk to me was like a combination between Yoda and Gandhi. His ability to change perspectives, change the mood, keep everybody calm under even the most adverse situations is almost impossible to describe.
I can remember the early days of appreciating so much the insight that you had about good Tennessee education. And you also taught me a few things about what it's like to live in a state that takes its student athletics and football seriously.
It's pretty cool that a Baylor headmaster would be saluting a former Macaulay headmaster. But I've got a lot of memories of you. My favorite, though, are the cryptic messages that we swap back and forth as fellow heads at rival schools after intense athletic competitions. And you had a beautiful way of keeping all of that in perspective, win or lose, and finding some humor no matter what the outcome was.
Many of us as new heads back then were in the process of growing up professionally, and you were one of the gentlemen and scholars that we looked up to, admired, and wanted to emulate.
As a new head of school, I thought of Kirk Walker as a head whisperer. I would go to him for advice. What I soon learned is that he was a great listener, and he would lend his time and his ear, and at the end of a conversation make me realize that perhaps I knew the answer and that I could move forward and I could move my school forward.
Kirk's the kind of person that is immediately impactful in a person's life and who leaves a substantial impression even over a brief period of time to me. I think we all know that Kirk is an extraordinary listener, and those of us in independent schools would all do well to profit by his example and remember.
Kirk is funny and even-keeled. He understands issues immediately and gets to solutions very quickly.
Years. Kirk's depth, his caring spirit, his amazing love for education, personal learning, his humor, his storytelling is like no other.
Your intellect, your expertise, and your incredible wit have brought so much to so many. So bravo to you, and congratulations to you, to Patsy, to your family, and our very best wishes. Way to go, Kirk.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate your leadership and how much I appreciated learning from you as you led and counseled us all over the last couple of years in what's been kind of a crazy climate, not only in our schools, but in our country, and trying to understand how do we bring people together in such divisive times. And I was always so impressed at the sage advice you brought to that, and the manner in which you were able to help all of us understand how we truly lead during times that can be full of difficulties.
Thank you for how you have led. You led with integrity, you led with humility, you led with kindness. Your vision was always progressive, and your leadership style was one with resolve. Again,
I particularly appreciate your abiding belief in the importance and power of education, a belief tempered by realism but never jaded. I appreciate your balanced wisdom that comes from your vast experience, but a wisdom that is grounded in your particularly endearing brand of humility. And I appreciate your sense of humor, often irreverent but never inappropriate. Most of all, I appreciate the guidance, support, friendship, and mentoring you have given me over the years. So,
when I first came to the board, you were the board chair. And in a little while, you became our president. And in both cases, I learned so much. I have learned so much from you with all your experiences and your wisdom. And the nice thing is, in our board discussions, you've never imposed your personal opinion on us. You've let us discuss, you've been a great listener, and then you've helped us arrive at answers. So thank you so much for all of that.
What I most like about Kirk and admire about him is that he's always known that schools are for children. I know that sounds simple, but Kirk brings us back to that truth time and time again. He did it as a head of school, he's done it as a board member of SAIS, and now he has done it for 4 years as president of SAIS. And
in your leadership of our board as chair, and then as president of our association, I saw you reaching out to our membership with grace, inspiration, and support through your writing, your visits, and in so many personal ways. You've led us in creating a virtual office, advanced our accreditation process, and continued to keep our association as a leader in professional development and accreditation.
Independent schools across the nation have benefited and will continue to benefit from your legacy of leadership. Personally, I've benefited from your gracious hospitality, your wise counsel, and your friendship.
Just thank you so much for all of the time and guidance you've provided, both to our schools and to me. I can't wait to see what's next for you, as I know you're actually never really going to retire, and I'm just looking forward to finding ways that we can continue to work together and get to enjoy some time together. I'm so fortunate to follow in your footsteps at SAIS.
You're just an extraordinary human being. All of us feel a great sense of affection, appreciation, admiration for you. We're going to miss you deeply. As we say here in Norfolk, Virginia, fair winds and following seas to you, my dear friend.